Hey, what's up, Street Gods? It's Eric from the Eric from Street Photography Talk. So today I want to talk to you about how to conquer your fears in photography, street photography, and life. So first and foremost, you kind of have to ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario? So often in photography and street photography and life, we do not have a precise definition of what the worst case scenario is. So for example, let's say you start your own business. The worst case scenario is that you might go bankrupt, people might call you a failure, etc. In street photography, the worst case scenario is that someone might yell at you, threaten to call the cops, I don't know, punch you in the face, whatever it might be. And in life, I think our worst case scenario is honestly death. A lot of us fear death over everything, and unfortunately we still have this, animalistic DNA, which in this makes us extremely risk averse and fear averse. So unfortunately, most of us, I mean myself included, we're the fear of slaves. Fear to slaves, our own self-inflicted slavery. And what we have to do is, and this is a Stoic visualization psychology thing, is vividly imagine the worst case scenario and then think of how you're going to prepare yourself to adjust to it. So for example, imagine when you're shooting street photography, someone's going to call you, say, hey, fuck you, you pervert, delete my picture, I'm going to call the cops, whatever. Before that happens, sit down and think to yourself, okay, if that were to happen, how would I respond? You say, oh, maybe the best way to do is apologize, offer to delete the picture, or if you really like it, say, sorry, I don't delete pictures. And realize that shooting street photography is probably the most difficult genre of photography out there. So if you're interested in street photography, all the power to you, because you're one of the few and the brave, because you're essentially putting your soul and your guts on the line. Another practical tip to overcome your fears and stuff, whatever in life, is to realize that, and this is my favorite Nietzsche quote, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So for example, the only way we could build muscle is essentially you're tearing your muscles and you're telling your muscles, hey, you need to make yourself stronger because you're going to get torn up even more so in the future. And psychologically, photography, life, etc., don't be afraid of pain, don't be afraid of suffering. Think rather of the small poison, the suffering, as a stimulus for you to become stronger. So if you're a boxer, you want to be matched up with stronger boxers to push your limit to the higher level. Also, there's a saying that horses, like racing horses, when horses are paired up with slower horses, they perform worse. But when the horses are paired up in racing faster horses, they actually reach their fullest potential. So kind of realize that in life, the point isn't to be afraid of pain and displeasure and discomfort, but rather to seek it as a way to become stronger. So like even, I'm a big fan of coffee. Caffeine, it's a poison. It's a poison that the coffee plant secretes to keep away insects and predators. And to humans, it just gives us a small little buzz because it is a poison, and our body compensates that poison by producing adrenaline and other things that make us jittery and focus. And this is a process called hormesis, not homeopathy is totally different. Homeopathy is pseudoscience. Hormesis is a scientifically rigorous process where adding a small dose of poison actually does stimulate an organism. So I forget, there was some scientists who put some little poison on yeast, found out that a little bit of poison added to yeast actually makes the yeast grow stronger. So that's tip 2. And tip 3 in terms of conquering your fears in photography and life is to realize that you have a higher purpose in life. You have a higher destiny. Your potential, and you have a life to live that's going to be grand, to be epic, to be awesome. And, regardless of what your religious or your spiritual outlook is, different ways you can think about it is that thinking that you're put on earth for a reason, for a purpose, greater purpose for you. For those of you guys who are just like, don't really care for religion or spirituality, you're born against your own will and you're put on this planet. The purpose you find in your life is up to you, and you're the only one who can dictate your purpose for yourself. So for example, the reason I wake up in the morning is that I want to empower, I want to strengthen others, and also just kind of empower myself. So all this advice I'm giving to you is advice that I personally use to myself, because if my advice didn't help myself, why would I give it to you, or why would I even, live my life the way I do? And obviously not all this advice is going to be applicable to you, it's not always going to help you, but I do encourage you to once again know that as humans, we're put on Earth, and the way we thrive is to collaborate and work with other humans. So other human beings are the best drug. So once again, think about other ways you could not only empower yourself, but empower other people. So for example, in photography, my best stimulus to overcoming my fears of people saying, oh, Eric Kim's stupid and he's full of bullshit, blah, blah, is that I genuinely do believe that the information and the knowledge I'm giving is actually helping people become more confident photographers and street photographers. And so use your greater purpose, something that's greater than yourself, be the stimulus to action. So once again, to recap, first and foremost, to conquer your fears in photography and life is to know what the worst case scenario is and mentally prepare yourself for it. Step 2 is know that don't be afraid of pain and discomfort, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And the third point is just kind of know what your purpose is. And if you don't know what your purpose is, just ask yourself, why do I make pictures? For who do I make pictures for? And my suggestion, just leave a comment down below and just say why you make pictures, for whom you make pictures, maybe some of your personal fears in your photography and life, but regardless of what it may be, know that you're stronger than you think you are, and we're on the same team, we're on the same boat, so be bold, be strong, and once again, in the comments below, share why you make pictures. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Be strong. Peace out.